Ever wonder if someone's into you but they won't say it? Psychology says attraction doesn't stay hidden as well as people think. It leaks. In body language, in behavior patterns, in the small adjustments people make when they're around someone they're drawn to. If you've been getting signals but can't tell if they're real or imagined, this breaks down what psychologists actually look for when someone's carrying feelings they haven't admitted yet. First, their baseline behavior shifts when you're present. Everyone has a default way they show up in the world. How they talk, how much energy they have, what their face does when they're relaxed. But around someone they're attracted to, that baseline changes. They might become more animated, talking faster, gesturing more. Or the opposite, quieter, more careful, more self-aware. Research on attraction shows that when someone likes you, their nervous system registers your presence as significant, which means their body responds differently. Next time you're around this person, notice if there's a version of them that only appears when you show up. Compare how they are with you to how they are with everyone else. If there's a difference, that's data. Second, they find reasons to reduce physical distance. Psychology calls this proximity-seeking behavior. They don't necessarily invade your space, but they consistently position themselves near you. They take the seat next to you even when other options are available. They show up where you are without it being required. They linger when they could leave. Sometimes they create reasons to be in the same place at the same time, like suddenly needing something from the same room you're in, or adjusting their schedule to overlap with yours. This isn't random. When someone's attracted to you, their brain is motivated to be in your physical presence even when there's no logical reason for it. It's not always conscious, but it's consistent. Third, they initiate contact more than the situation requires. They text first. They reach out with questions that aren't urgent. They find excuses to start conversations that don't need to happen. Research on communication patterns shows that when someone has feelings for you, they look for reasons to interact. Not because they need something specific, but because interacting with you is rewarding on its own. They might ask for your number, follow you on social media, or send messages that don't actually require responses but keep the connection open. The pattern matters more than any single instance. If they're consistently the one reaching out, initiating, keeping things going, that's not coincidence. That's motivation. Fourth, their eye contact behaves differently with you. There are two patterns psychologists notice. Some people can't hold your gaze. They look away quickly, almost like it's too much. Others do the opposite. They hold eye contact longer than socially necessary, or you catch them watching you when they think you're not paying attention. Both of these are signs of heightened attention. When someone's attracted to you, looking at you becomes more intense. Either they're too self-conscious to maintain it, or they're drawn to it in a way they can't fully control. Next time you interact, notice what happens when your eyes meet. If there's hesitation or lingering, if there's a moment where it feels different than normal eye contact, that's your nervous system's recognizing something. Fifth, they smile at you more than other people get smiled at. And not just any smile. There's a difference between a polite social smile and the kind that reaches someone's eyes. When someone has feelings for you, their face reacts to your presence in ways they might not realize. Research on facial expressions shows that genuine smiles, the kind that involve the muscles around the eyes, are hard to fake. If you notice someone's face lights up when they see you, when they talk to you, or even when they talk about you, that's an unconscious signal. Pay attention to whether that smile is reserved for you, or if everyone gets the same reaction. If it's specific to you, if their face does something different when you're the one in front of them, that's meaningful. Sixth, they compliment you with a frequency and specificity that stands out. Everyone gets generic compliments sometimes. But when someone's attracted to you, they notice details. They comment on things that most people wouldn't register. They remember what you said 3 weeks ago. They notice when you change something small. They seem impressed by ordinary things you do. This is because attraction increases attention. When someone likes you, they're paying closer attention than they probably realize. So the compliments aren't just flattery, they're evidence of sustained focus. Seventh, they resist conversational exits. Here's a test if you want to know. Start a conversation with them, then disengage. Act distracted. Pick up your phone. Start packing your things. Turn your attention to someone else. Most people will take that as a social cue and let the conversation end naturally. But someone who's into you will keep trying. They'll ask another question, bring up something new, find a reason to pull your attention back. Psychology research on social persistence shows that when someone values your attention, they work to maintain it even when you signal the interaction could end. If they keep trying to extend the conversation when you create an opportunity to close it, that's not just politeness, that's investment. Eighth, they rearrange their availability for you. Do they say yes to things you invite them to, even when it's not convenient? Do they adjust their schedule to match yours? Do they cancel or move other commitments to make time for you? When someone likes you, you become a priority. Not in a desperate way, but in a consistent way. They make space for you that they don't make for most people. This isn't about grand gestures, it's about patterns. If they're regularly choosing time with you over other options, that's a behavioral indicator that you matter to them more than they might be saying out loud. Here's what's important to understand. None of these signs alone is definitive. People are complicated and context vary. But if you're seeing multiple patterns, if several of these behaviors are showing up consistently, psychology says there's likely something there. Attraction doesn't stay perfectly hidden. It shows up in how people move, how they talk, how they allocate attention and time. The question isn't whether someone can hide their feelings completely. The question is whether you're paying attention to the patterns. If someone in your life has been showing these signs and you've been wondering if it's real, now you know what to look for. Or if you're the one doing all of this without realizing it, now you know what you've been broadcasting. Either way, the patterns don't lie. Drop it in the comments if you recognized yourself in this, either as the person crushing or the person being crushed on. And if you want more psychology that actually explains human behavior instead of just romanticizing it, hit subscribe. More coming that breaks down what people do versus what they say. I'll see you in the next one.